If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of man. There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. If you should go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water, where there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. And you who choose to lead must follow. But if you fall, will you fall alone? If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. La da da da, la da da da, la 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 da da, la. Okay, we got some questions from the Biebs.
Well, from some people out there.
From
your
some
fans and
okay,
some of Bieber's fans.
All right, so let's see what we got.
Hey Dan, my question for you is, what's your favorite part of working with Justin?
That's for you.
For me, my favorite part of working with Justin is definitely playing concerts every night. It's very exciting to go to a city and the whole city is Bieber fever, and it's every night when we walk out on stage it's always exciting, and for me it never gets boring because the audience is so happy and so exciting. That's definitely the best part.
Typically how many nights a week do you play when you're all around?
Do about 5 shows a week, normally 2 on, 1 off, sometimes 3. And then when we do the big stadium shows, there's a few days in between just because of the setup and the travel.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
Hi Dan, I'm Dina and I'm from Denmark. What's the best thing about being on the world tour and why?
The best thing about being on a world tour for me is just going to different places. I love food, and so everywhere, and the people watching know, if they follow me on Instagram, all I post is pictures of food. Actually, my favorite restaurant is in Denmark, in Copenhagen, a restaurant, we were talking about this earlier, called Noma, that's rated the #1 restaurant in the world. And so I got to go when I was in Copenhagen. It takes a year to get a reservation, but I had all the fans tweet at the chef saying, please let Dan come eat there. And it worked.
Right.
And
he had to let him in because
got to
otherwise
go.
you get a couple million people tweeting you.
oh yeah, they had my back.
We got to put an end to this.
I'm actually going back to Denmark with my wife to go back to Noma so she could eat there. But that's the best part of traveling around the world. For me is the food, but also I really love seeing different audiences, and it really was interesting for me to see that, you know, teenage girls are teenage girls no matter where we play. You know, they're just as excited and into the music, you know, all over the world. And it's amazing to go to some countries where, you know, they don't even speak English, but, you know, they sing some of the songs so proudly.
Well, I was just at a Taylor Swift show night before last. I was pretty much dragged there by my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Taylor's a good songwriter.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I have a feeling she's going to be like the Dolly Parton of her generation. She's just going to keep going and keep cranking out good music. The guy who opened up for her, what was his name?
Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran.
Sheeran.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He was real good.
Yeah, very good.
I actually picked up a couple of tricks from him from my solo acoustic shows. But anyway, at one point during a show, he set up a rhythm track with I think it was an Echoplex, or I'm not sure exactly, but it was a looping device. Mm-hmm. He set up a rhythm track, and he was having the crowd, okay, I want you all to help me out. Here I go. I'm going to go, ooh, ooh, ooh. They go, ooh, 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 ooh. But
yeah,
hearing 10,000, pubescent girls do that all in unison is a sound you're never going to hear anywhere else on earth.
And it's loud.
And
sometimes
loud.
louder than the PA.
Yeah, and louder than the PA, and they're not screaming at this point. They're all, they're
singing.
Right.
I like when they sing. Our audience tends to scream a lot, and
right.
I like when they listen
Prefer
and sing
it
along.
when they sing. Next question.
Hey now, this is Micah from the Weir Here Listening Party on Facebook. Hey Bob, what goes into figuring out all those great musicians you play with? What a heck of a show. Love it, watch it every week. Peace now.
All right, thank you. What goes into we just, we put lines out basically. We fish for them, and
sorry,
and we see who rises to the bait. It's that simple. Next question.
Hi Dan and Bob. Dan, do you love playing the guitar all the time, and when did you start? Bob, what age were you when you joined the music industry? Love you both. Mwah.
Firstly, I love playing guitar all the time. I just picked up, speaking of Ed Sheeran, his Martin Mini, that little guitar he has. So now no matter where I go, I have a guitar with me. And in our house, I have one in every room, so I can just always play. And I started playing when I was 13. Got a guitar for my bar mitzvah. But I played piano when I was very young. I started when I was 5. And then I played drums for a little bit. But I always wanted to play guitar. It was all just a means to get to guitar.
When I was a kid, I was adopted to begin with. And I was adopted to a family. They were wonderful folks, but they weren't particularly musical folks. They weren't musically oriented. But when I was, I guess, 9 years old, 9 or 10, right around then, maybe 10 or 11, some friends of theirs were moving to Europe for a year or two. And they had a piano, and they wanted to know if they could stash it at our place. And my folks said, sure, you can stash it there. And my folks said, okay, the richest child is poor without the gift of music, so they got us piano lessons. And I was struggle, they were teaching me the Bluebells of Scotland and Ave Maria, and I'm dyslexic. And they didn't even have that word back then. But I was having the devil's own time learning to read music, struggling through that stuff. And, I loved to play, but it was a lot like work. We had live-in help at the place where I was raised, so it was a black couple. And Clay one time, he sat me down and he played in church, I think. And he taught me how to do a boogie-woogie bass line and how to stab with my right hand, key of C. And when I learned that, I did that day and night for a long time. And right about then, our family friends who were in Europe came back, and my folks were in a big hurry to get them their piano back. You really miss this, right? You'll want this.
And so when did you get into the music industry? That was her question.
When did I get into the music industry? You know, I started playing professionally just by myself pretty much when I was 15, playing for neighborhood barbecues and stuff like that.
What kind of tunes?
Huh?
What tunes?
You know, folk tunes.
Yeah.
I was into, by that time I was into Joan Baez and Pete Seeger and Bob Dylan. And then when I was 16, right after I turned 16, I met Jerry and we started a jug band, and it was off into the sunset. Next question.
Hey Dan, my question is, what do you think what you'd do right now if you wouldn't be in Justin Bieber's crew?
I don't know. Well, I would still be playing music. If I wasn't playing music, I would be a food critic. I hope. But I don't know. I would still be playing. I would still aspire to be a musical director for a pop artist because I really love, like I was saying earlier, that connection of music and the show. And so as much as I grew up, with grunge music and playing in bands, I always wanted to do this. And my dream artist to work with was Michael Jackson. And so, with Justin, we call him the Prince of Pop.
Right.
It's close to it, and we get to do all those fun things that Michael did with the show.
Is there anybody you've got your eye on, some young talent that, you could see yourself helping out?
Yeah.
Giving them a boost with their career?
Well, right now, I've been working with an artist named Ariana Grande. My colleague Scrappy and I have been working with her, and she's amazing. She's quite young too, and she's been on a TV show for a long time, but she's not new to singing, but she's new to performing. And so she's doing a theater tour right now, sort of warming up and learning the ropes before she does a bigger venue. And I really enjoy working with her. She's an incredible singer, and it's
Let
exciting.
me know when she's around here.
I will. Oh, she'll blow you away. It's amazing that such a voice comes out of a small girl. But I really want to work with her and work with her on her show and her performing. I think she's going to be big.
Yeah, it takes a little special training to really not be completely overwhelmed by stepping into that cavernously huge room, and
yes,
you have to learn your mark.
I couldn't do it. I used to. I mean, I can go up very comfortably in front of a stadium with my guitar and play a solo. But on the last tour, a guy named Kenny, who I work with, him and I were introducing the opening acts, and even when I just had a microphone out there, it's not for me.
It's not for you. We get really lucky. The fans are the most forgiving lot in the world. They want you to take the chances. They want you to. They want to see how you recover. When you take a misstep musically.
Right.
And a lot of people, surprisingly, that's kind of what they come for. Because they know that watching a band scramble for recovery can.
Yeah, it's just like NASCAR. They come to see the wrecks. Next question.
My question is, if you were to suddenly appear in each other's bodies, mysteriously, at each other's gigs, on stage, all of a sudden, right in the middle of a set, what would be the most scary thing for each of you about that situation? Okay, have fun out there.
I would be scared, where did all these grown men in tie-dye come from? Where are all the screaming teenage girls who smell like Justin Bieber perfume and are wearing purple? Where do they go? That's what I'm used to seeing. Yeah.
So you'd just be discombobulated.
Yeah, and I would.
Siamese cats.
It would probably be. I don't know about that, but it would be interesting to play for an audience who are, just kind of dancing and listening. That would probably take me by surprise because we're used to everyone screaming, and when it is quiet. It only happened one time when we played at the Budokan in Japan, and in Japan the audience is much more reserved. It's the only place in the world where they sit, and when the song's over, they applaud. And after the first break. After a song called Runaway Love, when Justin runs back to change for the first time, this is on our last tour, he was back there, and my colleague Scrappy and I had to reassure him, don't worry, they don't hate you, this is just different here, they sit and they listen, so it'd be a different scene, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
I'd love it to happen, that'd be pretty wild.
Hi Dan and Bob, which perfume on Justin do you like best? This one, or this one?
Oh, this one.
Wow, I'll follow you. What a question. I like all of them. That's my official answer. But what I'm finding, and we were actually talking about this earlier at the shows, these perfumes that Justin put out, they are what he wants a girl to smell like. So of course, 20,000 people soak themselves in these perfumes before they come to the show, and it's like a cacophony of smell when we walk out on stage. It's not just one perfume, it's all of them.
They
Is that
weren't
the right word?
scientifically
Cacophony of smell?
created to combine together create the Ultra Bieber scent.
I'm kind of afraid of that smell, to be honest, but it's pretty cool that he has that out there, and yeah.
It's got to smell better than your average
beer hall. My official answer is that I like the smell of it. It does, probably. Fair enough.
Next.
Hey Dan, hey Bob. I'm Phoebe of Grateful Brad. Dan, a quick question. What's your favorite musical app?
My favorite musical app? Good question. Well, I have two. One of my favorite musical apps is, of course, the Helping Friendly app. It's a fish app that keeps track of set lists and all sorts of great stats, like songs I've heard the most and the songs that I haven't heard, like Colonel Forbin, Fly Famous Mockingbird, that I really hope to hear this weekend in Denver. And maybe, this will air after, maybe I will have gotten that. But really my new favorite app, and if you follow me on Twitter, I've been using it a lot. It's an app called Quirk. And basically what it is it's like you can attach a 24-second musical clip or a movie clip and a sound effect to a social media message. So I always tweet, it's a beautiful day in San Francisco. But now what I do is I attach a quirk of Here Comes the Sun. Right. And I'm really into that, and I use it all the time. So that's my favorite musical app.
Right now, my favorite, what I'm just starting to get into, is a Real Book, which is it's got all kinds of songs, jazz standards, whatever, and you can learn songs. I'm trying to learn. For my solo act, I want to learn. I do a bang-up version of Misty, for instance. I can sing it, but those are some steep chord changes, and on a Real Book, you can get the chord changes. You can change the key until it's the right for your singing voice, and then you get the chord changes, and it's real time, so you can practice that. That's a lot of fun. And hell, I'll have a whole bunch of new tunes sooner than not, just from sitting down with it, if I ever get some time to sit down with it.
What's up, Bob and Dan? I just wanted to know, what was the first song you both learned how to play on guitar? I want to know. Tell me.
What was that?
What was the first song you learned how to play on the guitar?
Had to have been Sloop John B.
Nice.
2 chords.
What about you, Dan?
I learned in the same day, Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Nice.
I believe it or not, I knew it from the Guns N' Roses version first.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I learned a song called Disarm by the Smashing Pumpkins.
Nice.
Which is still one of my favorite acoustic tunes. How about yourself?
I learned Baba O'Reilly.
Nice.
Because John Entwistle is the man.
No doubt. Thanks, Justin Bieber. Good question.
All right. Good luck on your Asian tour.
Woke up this morning and I felt around for my shoes. No, babe, I knew I had them on. Oh, walk blues, oh, up this morning. Look around and felt around for your shoes. No, babe, I knew I had them on. You know, walk blues. When it feels most like the one mile. Oh, lonesome home. Woke up this morning, my little bird had flown on leave. Be my old lonesome home. Woke up this morning, my little bird had flown. Some people tell you these old blues ain't bad. Worst old feeling I'm almost well I've ever had. Some people tell you these old blues ain't so bad. Worst old feeling I'm almost well I've ever had. Well, I've ever had. Even in the morning if I have to. Won't ride the blind. Well, I've been mistreated and I don't mind down on you. You don't have to ride the blind. Well, I've been mistreated and I don't mind dying. I don't mind dying. You don't mind me dying. Urgent movement from her head down, walk to her toes. breaking on a down almost anywhere she goes. Never put my head down to her toes. Breaking on a down almost anywhere she goes. Anywhere she goes. Woke up this morning, felt around for my shoes. And oh, babe, I knew I had them on. Oh, walk blues, oh, this morning. Look around, felt around for my shoes. Oh, babe, I knew I had them on. You know, walk blues. Walking blues. Oh, babe, I knew I had them on. You know what? Most of the time, I'm clear focused all around. Most of the time, I can keep both feet on the ground. I can follow the path, I can read the sign. Stay right with it when the road unwinds. And I can handle whatever I stumble upon. I don't even notice she's gone. Most of the time. Most of the time. Most of the time. Well understood, most of the time. Wouldn't change it if I could. I can make it all match up, I can hold my own. Deal with the situation right on down to the bone. I can survive. I don't even think about her most of the time. Most of the time. Most of the time. Got my head on straight most of the time. I'm strong enough not to hate. I don't build up illusion till it makes me sick. Ain't afraid of confusion, no matter how thick. I can smile in the face of mankind. Don't even remember what her lips felt like on mine. Most of the time. Most of the time. Most of the time, she ain't even on my mind. Wouldn't know her if I saw her, she's that far behind. Most of the time, I can't even be sure she was ever with me, or I was ever with her. Most of the time. Most of the time. Most of the time, well, I'm halfway content. Most of the time, I know exactly where it all went. I don't cheat on myself, I don't run and hide from the feelings that are buried inside. And I don't compromise, and I don't pretend. I don't even care if I see her again. Most of the time. Most of the time. Most of the time. Most of the time. Close enough.